Hello viewers, welcome to UN Autonomous College. Today we can discuss the concept of exception handling in Java. We know that in Java we have some types of exceptions concept, and what are the different type of exceptions are considered in our topic. Now it is displayed on that slide, and first of all we can discuss the introduction to exception, then we can learn types of Java exception, then Java exception keywords, then built-in exceptions in Java, examples and advantages of exception. Let us focus on the first concept, that is known as introduction to exception. Actually the exception handling in Java is one of the powerful mechanism to handle the runtime errors so that normal flow of the application can be maintained. Actually we know that, and in the view of that exception handling is one type of powerful mechanism. That means with the help of that mechanism we can control the cause of an error, or we can say some runtime errors. We know that we have two type of errors, one is a compile time error, another one runtime error. Then what is the meaning of compile time error? Whenever a program is compiled, at that time we are getting some errors that relevant to our programs, like syntax error, semantic error, and this kind of errors are considered in the flow of, that is known as your compile time error. But in the case of runtime error, whenever a program is executed, or you can say at the time of execution of a specific type of program, in that time we are getting some errors at the flow of execution finally, but there is no any compile time error, but there is a runtime error. That means whenever getting an output, that output is not a correct in nature, that's why it is a type of runtime error. Sometimes that runtime errors can also hamper to our system. That means due to the cause of that runtime error, the system will be crashed. Due to that reason we are facing lots of problem. That's why we are taking the help of, that is the concept of exception handling. Let us focus on that. What is the real meaning of that exception? An exception is a problem that arises during the execution of a program. When an exception occurs, the normal flow of the program is disrupted and the program or application terminates abnormally, and which is not recommended. Therefore these exceptions are to be handled, and that means the exception is a part of, that is a runtime process. That means it is one technique through which you can handle the cause of runtime error. That means whenever you are adding that exception handling concept in a specific type of programs, in that time if your program is going to be crashed due to its logic, in that time that exception handling concept can give say interface or give say protection or control through which you can avoid that cause of an error. That means that type of runtime error, and through that exception handling concept we can control, we can stop the cause of an runtime error. That's why we can prefer to use it. And next we can focus on that an exception can occur for many different reasons. Following are some scenarios where an exception occurs, like a user has entered an invalid data, or we can say a file that needs to be opened cannot be found, then a network connection has been lost in the middle of communications, or the JVM has run out of the memory. That means a user has entered an invalid data. That means suppose a user going to doing a specific type of program, and in that time that program needs some value. Whenever user providing some value, that value is not relevant to that application or that variable or that logic, in that time a system will be crashed or system will be failure. That's why we need to avoid it. This kind of avoidance is only possible due to the concept of an exception handling. Next point we can discuss, like a file that need to be opened cannot be found. That means whenever you are opening a specific type of file, but that file is not successfully opened, because that's why we need to search it. In that time whenever your system is unable to searching that file from your hard disk or from your system, due to that reason we are getting an runtime error, and that runtime error is dangerous for a specific type of system. That's why we need to an exception handling concept to control this kind of errors. Next we can focus like that a network connection has been lost in the middle of communications, or the JVM has run out the memory. That means whenever a network communication is connected with a specific client to a server, in that time a client is providing lots of requests, a lot of queries to a client side application to a server side application. In that moment we are getting an error, or you can say that error specially formed due to the network failure or due to the JVM engine failure. In that case we need a specific type of mechanism. That mechanism helps us to avoid this kind of error control mechanism, that is known as exception handling mechanism. Next, discuss the what are the different types of exceptions. Before going to discuss about that different types of exception, first of all, in the time of exception, what are the different flows of exception control? We know that whenever a program contains some error, in that time first of all we can find that error, which type of error is present in our specific type of program. First of all we can detect that error, then we can, that detect means to hit that error, then whenever getting that error we need to throws that error, and whenever that error is throws from the program section to another catching section, in that time we need to take the corrective action. In this way our exception handling mechanism is generally performed. Let us discuss the what are the different types in our exception concept. There are mainly two types of exceptions, that is known as checked and unchecked. Here an error is considered as a unchecked exception. According to the Oracle concept, there are three types of exceptions we have. Generally that is a checked exception, unchecked exception, then error concept. Then first we can discuss the what is the meaning of checked exception. A checked exception means the classes which directly inherit throwable class except runtime exception and error are known as checked exception. For example, input output exception means written as IO exception, next SQL exception and etc. That is the checked exceptions are checked at compile time. That means in the time of the checked exception we are specially throw some type of errors that relevant to our runtime exception, and that errors are related to our input output or SQL mechanism, which is a part of that checked exception, but that checked exception specially detected at the time of compile time. But in the case of unchecked exception, the classes which inherit runtime exception are known as unchecked exception. For example, your arithmetic exception and the null pointer exception, then array index out of bound exception, then these are the related to unchecked exceptions, specially are not checked at compile time, but they are checked at runtime. We know that whenever we can discuss the concept of the checked exception and unchecked exception, in that time in a checked exception it is also part of that runtime, but this kind of exceptions related to a checked concept which are specially detected at the time of compilation. Whenever a specific type of program is compiled, in that time we are getting an error, that means some type of error, that error is related to compile time versions, that is related to your IO exception, that is related to class not found exception, which is a part of that checked exception. But in our unchecked exception, especially it is a part of that runtime exception. In that case we are getting some runtime, we are getting a effort, we are getting an interface through which you can control the cause of an error which are formed due to the runtime, or we can say runtime process, or we can say execution time process. That's why we are getting some type of error like that error is controlled through a specific type of exception class, that is known as arithmetic type exception. Then here we can say null pointer type exception, let us focus on that slide. Then we can say that is the array index out of bound exceptions, and which are related to that is the unchecked exception. Last but not least, that is known as error. That error is irrecoverable. That means, for example, out of memory error, virtual machine error and accession error. That means in the case of error concept in our type of exception, in that time we have some specific type of errors which is not recoverable. That means whenever your program is facing this kind of errors, means virtual machine error, or we can say that is known as out of memory error, in that time we are getting some problem, and that problem is, it is not easy for a specific type of programmer to recover it from your system. In that time we are getting that kind of problems for execution. Let us focus on the next slide, that is known as Java exception keywords. That means whenever user is going to performing a specific type of exception type relevant program, in that time a user can take some specific type of keywords. What are they? First keyword known as a try, next catch, next final, then throw, last throws. We have the 5 type of keywords, and that type of keywords is specially used in our exception handling concept. Then first of all know what is the meaning of that try, and what is the use of that try concept. The try keyword is used to specify a block where we should place exception code, and that block must be followed by either catch or finally. It means we cannot use try block alone. Actually with the help of that try keyword we can make a try block, and that try block is specially used to write some programming statements. And which type of statements we can write inside our try block? That means those statements it is one type of contain some type of logical error, or you can say runtime error, and this kind of errors statements must be written within our try block. Whenever a compiler or you can say control is traversing a specific type of program, and whenever that statement is found at the time of try block execution, then automatically it can throws a specific type of message to a catch block. Let us focus on the what is the meaning of catch concept. And the catch block, it is also one type of keyword, is used to handle the exception, and it must be preceded by the try block, which means we can't use catch block alone. It can be followed by finally block later. That means whenever a try block is executed, and at the time of execution we are getting some type of dangerous error, means some mistakes or some runtime errors, in that time that catch block is automatically executed. That means a try block can throws a specific type of message or specific type of control corrective message to a catch block, and that catch block can receive it, then it can gives a platform to crash the system. That means to avoid that kind of system failure due to the help of that catch statement. Next we can focus like finally. Here the finally block is used to execute the important code of the program. It is executed whether an execution is handled or not. That means whenever your try block and catch block is executed, at that time some logical statements are not executed, the relevant of that statement are not executed. In that time the final block is executed, which is placed at the end of that catch block. Whenever the try block is not executed, then the catch block is executed and showing a specific type of error message, and what is the specific type of exception relevant message. At last we are getting a specific type of message that is written in our finally block, and that finally block is specially executed whenever your try block statements are not executed, but the finally block is automatically executed at the end of that catch block. Next we can learn that is known as a throw. The throw keyword is used to throw an exception, and at last we can say the throws. Throws is a keyword used to declare exception. It does not throw an exception, but it specifies that there may occur an exception in the method. It is always used the method signature. Actually in the case of throw concept, or you can say throw keyword, and that keyword is specially helps to throw a specific type of exception type message or some runtime message to a catch block. But in the time of try block execution, that throw keyword is implicitly executed. There is no need to write the externally or explicitly define the throw keyword, but it is implicitly defined automatically, and it can throws an exception to a catch block, which is used in our specific type of program. Last one, that is known as a throws keyword. In your throws keyword specially, it is executed whenever your statement is executed at the time of a specific type of message, like the exception in the method. Whenever a method is used, in that time a throws keyword is specially followed in it, and it is always used with method signature, otherwise not. So these are the 5 keywords we are discussing the concept of exception keywords. Next we can learn like your built-in exceptions in Java. What are the different type of predefined exceptions are defined in our Java program? The first of all, we know that the Java defines several exception classes inside the standard package that is known as java.lang package. We know that we have different type of built-in packages in our Java program, like your IO package, then your lang package. IO means input output package, lang means language package, then util package means utilities package. Next we can say that is known as AWT means abstract window toolkit package. Next applet package. Next net package means networking package. Similarly, whenever user is going to use some exception type keywords like try, catch, finally, throw and throws, these type of keywords are specially used due to the presence of a specific type of package that is known as your lang package means language package. Whenever user is going to do a specific type of exception handling type of program in our system, in that time we must to import that lang package in that program. That means we can write import space java.lang.star semicolon. That means the exception concept are related to our language package. Next we can consider like the most general of these exceptions are subclasses of the standard type runtime exception. Since java.lang is implicitly imported into all Java programs, most exceptions derived from the runtime exception are automatically available. We know that due to the presence of that predefined built-in exception classes helps us to avoid or to detect some runtime error. Due to that type of error can seriously injure to our program or seriously creates a problem to our system, and that type of problems are specifically detected through that predefined type of exception classes like which are discussed in our program. Let us focus on the next slide. What are the different type of built-in exception classes present in our program? First, built-in function like just we can display in our slide, that is known as arithmetic exception. This one known as arithmetic exception, that means A capital and E capital. It is a predefined class. With the help of that predefined class is used to detect an arithmetic type error such as a number divided by 0. That means whenever a number is divided by 0, it is a one type of runtime error, but this type of error is not detected at the time of compilation, and this kind of error is need to avoid it because this kind of error can crash our program editor. That's why we need a specific type of class, that class named as arithmetic exception. That arithmetic exception class helps us to detect some arithmetic relevant errors in our program. Next class that is written as array index out of bound exceptions. That means the array index out of bounds exception, the A should be capital, I should be capital, O, then out O is also capital, then off O capital, B capital, then E capital. Both we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means 6 words are written in a single area. That means the 6 word combinedly considered as a single word. Array means array index out of bounds exception, which is specially used whenever an array index is out of bounds. That means we know that whenever user is going to use that any type of array concept in that program, in that time that array index should be variates, or we can should be deviates at the time of execution. If we are giving the array size 50, due to the absence of mind, whenever user going to assigning some elements array index number 60, in that time we are getting a array index out of bounds. That means we are crossing the limit of that index. In that time we are getting an exception type message that is related to array index out of bounds exception. Next class that is written as array store exception, A capital, S capital, E capital, both 3 words combined together and considered as a single word, array store exception. And this exception class specially used to some relevant to our assignment to an array element to an incompatible type. That means just we can say whenever user is declaring a integer type of array, but in the time of integer type of array user must declare a specific type of character. That means user is going to assigning some character to that type of integer type array. In that time we are getting an means runtime error, and that runtime error must be avoided through that array store exception. That means it is an incompatible type program or incompatible type values in that array. Next we can say that is known as class cast exception. It is a means invalid cast. That means whenever you are using any type of other classes that is not related to a specific type of class, in that type we are getting a invalid cast exception. Then fifth type of exception known as the illegal argument exception. That means whenever user is going to providing some illegal argument used to invoke a method, whenever user is calling a calling function and that calling function is automatically called to a specific type of call function, and in that method we are passing some values, that values is not matched in that type of arguments. In that time we are getting an this kind of error message that is related to illegal argument. Next one we can say illegal monitor state exception. Through that exception class we are specially getting a message like a illegal monitor operation such as waiting on an unblocked thread. That means whenever a thread is not successfully executed, we are getting a unblocked means unlocked thread error message in our program. Next class we can say illegal state exception. In the type of this exception we can control the environment or application which is related to some incorrect state. That means whenever program is executed in that time, the environment is not suited for that program and that application not suited for that program, in that time we are getting that illegal state exception message. Last but not least, that is known as illegal thread state exceptions. That means in that class we are specially used to be requested operation not compatible with the current thread classes. That means in the case of illegal thread state exception, whenever user is providing any type of request, that means that request is a specific type of queries which are transferred from the client side to your specific type of system. In that time is facing a problem like the type of request is not matching with that program. In that time we are getting this kind of message, this type of error message. Another type of exception class that is known as a universal exception type classes, like only exception we can say, that is known as exception class. E should be capital. With the help of that exception class means E should be capital, through that class we can catch a variety of, or we can say various type of exceptions in a specific type of program which is possible in our system or in our programming process. Next we can discuss the concept of that is known as Java exception handling example. Then what is the use of that example, we can focus on it. The first of all that means how to write a exception handling program in our system. With the help of that try catch block, first of all we need to import a package. That package named as a language package means import space java.lang.star semicolon. Then we can declare a class which is written as public space class space Java exception example JEE. Is the user defined, it is not written like that. You can write instead of that Java exception example, you can write any name, there is no problem, it is on variable type. Inside that class we can declare a main method, and that main method is declared as public static void main with a specific type of parameter named as string args, where string s should be capital and args is a one type of variable, and that variable instead of that args you can write any name, there is no problem, it is a array type of variable. In that main method we are declaring a try block. Then how it will be written, like we first of all write try, then we can give opening curly braces. Now due to that opening curly braces we are making a block. In that try block we are writing a one type of method, like that means declaring a variable that is named as data, and in that data we are writing some constant like 100 divided by 0. That means this kind of division process is one illegal type of division process. We know that if you consider in the case of our general mathematics, whenever any number is divided by 0, that means in our pen paper mathematics calculation process it is providing a consequence that is known as infinity. But in our computer system we never display any type of infinity value in our programming process. That means our computer is specially designed on the base of that finite. That's why sometimes our computer system is known as a finite system, or we can say finite element, and that's why the system unable to detect or unable to create a infinity at the time of execution. We need to avoid this kind of execution, or you can say this type of programming process or programming execution process whenever were written in our try block, and that statement is the one type of means runtime error statement. Whenever this statement is executed, in that time we are getting a runtime error, and that runtime error is converted to an exception type, and that type of exception message is automatically throws through a try block to a catch statement, and that type of comparison or that type of expression calculation is relevant to your arithmetic exception type. That is why this message is relevant to arithmetic exception type, and that exception type is stored in that E object, and that E object stored that type of exception in it. And whenever user is going to printing that statement with the help of that system.out.println E, that means whenever user is going to printing the E object, you are getting that it is that program is facing a one type of runtime error or runtime exception which is relevant to your arithmetic type exception, means the number is never divided by 0. That is why we need to avoid this kind of arithmetic type of exception. We are taking the help of that arithmetic exception class, where A and E should be capital. It is a predefined class, and that arithmetic exception class is always present inside your language package, means lang package. Through that exception controlling process, we can avoid a varieties of programs or varieties of exception type of errors in our program. Similarly, we are facing some arithmetic relevant exception, we can easily control it. If we are facing any type of IO relevant other type of means runtime errors, we can use their relevant type of classes. Otherwise, we have no knowledge about which type of exceptions are created in our program. In that time, we can write a universal exception type class, that is known as exception. Only we can write exception. E should be capital, means we can write exception then space E, means we can create an object E. That E is not compulsory to write. Instead of that E, you can write any type of object, there is no problem. Let us focus on that. The next slide we can discuss, that is known as what are the different advantages of exception type class. Here we are getting the three type of advantages, like first of all we are separating the error handling code from regular code, means whenever exceptions provide the means to separate the details of what to do and when something out of the ordinary happens from the main logic of a program. In the traditional programming concept, the error detection, reporting and handling often lead to confusing. That is why with the help of that exceptions enable you to write the main flow of your code and to deal with exception cases elsewhere. That means with the help of that separating error handling code in a regular code, means with the help of that exception concept, we can easily differentiate some errors and exceptions. That means we need to controlling the some concept of your exception relevant problem and some error relevant problems, and due to the help of that exception concept, we can easily control the system crashing process, sometimes which is a abnormal type of activity. It is shown by our specific type of program. Let us focus on the next advantage, like propagating errors up the call stack. That means a second advantage of exceptions is the ability to propagate error reporting up the call stack of method. That means whenever a stack is executed in that time and that stack is not free, a stack is not empty, in that time we are also getting a runtime error. That runtime error can be easily controlled through that exception concept. Third one, known as a grouping and differentiating error types. That means because of all exceptions thrown within a program or objects, the grouping or categorizing of exceptions is a natural outcome of the class hierarchy. That means due to the presence of that grouping and differentiating error types, we are easily grouping the different type of errors according to their type. If you have arithmetic relevant programs or arithmetic related errors, that is followed to arithmetic exception. If you are getting any type of input output relevant exception, you are getting the IO exception. If you are getting class not found type exception, means you are getting the class found exception type. If we are not getting any type of files in our program or in our system, we are using a file not found exception, or your array index is crossed the limit, we are using the array index out of bounds exception. That's why we have the different type of exception classes, and due to the presence of exceptions in our program, we are generally making a grouping in it. That's why we are using this kind of advantages provided through our exception. That's all. Thank you.